Hey guys, and welcome back to Battlefront Updates. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about power-ups. It's something that is a pretty important part of Battlefront, and personally I think they are a lot of fun, even though I know that some people don't like them. But it's also something I think they could add a lot more of. We did get one new power-up in the Outer Rim DLC, which was the Ion Disruptor, but since then we haven't gotten any new power-ups. So in this video I wanted to give 5 suggestions for cool power-ups that could fit in the game. It's probably too late to get any new stuff into the Death Star DLC unless they have already made some power-ups, but otherwise maybe we could get them in the Rogue One DLC or just in the next game. My first suggestion is some sort of heavy machine gun, or at least an effect like that. This is something I think the game is lacking, and I think the closest we have to it is Dengar's Frenzied Blast, as it really puts his DLT-19 into beast mode, and it's basically something like that I would like to see from a power-up, although maybe not as powerful. They could either make it into a weapon with very few rounds and high damage, or just create something that actually makes whatever weapon you're using into a more powerful version, just as with Dengar. That would probably be easier to implement, as well as all you need is a duration for the power-up, and when it has expired the weapon goes back to normal. It could simply be a boost of damage and fire rate at the same time as the weapon can't overheat for a couple of seconds. I think it would be pretty cool to have those types of power-ups that would basically be like more powerful versions of the charge cards. Next up we have the FX7 medical droid. This is a droid that those of you who play the old games probably remember, because if you stood close to these medical droids you slowly healed up. And that's exactly how I want it to work in this game as well. You place it down wherever you want, and anyone around it gets healed up in pulses around 30 health, maybe every 2 seconds or something like that. At first I thought it could have a backpack cloud around it, but I realized that would be a bit too overpowered, so if it kind of healed you in pulses, it wouldn't be as annoying for the enemies, but it would still be very helpful for your teammates. Another power-up I would love to see is the flamethrower. The current flamethrower in the game that Boba Fett has isn't too good, so it would probably need some improvement before coming out as a power-up, but we can see flametroopers in The Force Awakens, so it would definitely be something that Lucasfilm could approve. But I do however doubt that it would come out in this game, and it's probably more likely that it would be added in the new game, since that game is going to contain content from the new movies. And obviously we don't even know if the next game will have power-ups or not, but nevertheless it would be pretty cool to see an infantry flamethrower in the game somehow, especially since they showed that it will work in Battlefield 1. The Recon Droid, another weapon available in the old Battlefront games that I think would work perfectly in the new game, especially considering that some mechanics are already available. Basically, when you call in this power-up, you will be left vulnerable wherever you are, so you need to be tactical and hide whenever you call it in. But when you are in control of this Recon Droid, you can fly it around freely, shooting people, and since it is fairly small, it will be pretty hard to destroy. But it won't have the strongest blaster, so it will take a while to kill someone with it. The main ability though, which was in the old games and is in the new game as well, is the Orbital Bombardment or Orbital Strike. The way this would work is that you need to actually get the Recon Droid to wherever you want to land the orbital strike, and then you need to hold the activate button for a few seconds without dying, and after a brief moment you will self-destruct and the orbital strike will land right on you. This means that you might be able to land the orbital strike on a lot better spots than with the normal version, but you do however risk getting your droid shot down before you have time to activate the orbital strike. Lastly, I would like to see a mortar launcher. This would basically be like a weapon that can fire 5 impact grenades in a row and then you throw it away. The impact grenades aren't that good by themselves, but if you can fire a few in a row, you will most likely be able to kill some people with it. This does of course require some balancing, and the grenades may need to be a little bit weaker than the original impact grenade, but I still think the game needs a few more explosives that doesn't kill you in one hit, like all the current power-ups does, such as the Imploder, Smart Rocket and Ion Disruptor. This would instead take a bit longer to kill with, but the actual power-up would last for longer as well, which still makes it into a good weapon. But that brings my suggestions for power-ups to an end. I think it's a part of the game that can definitely be expanded on, and a lot of cool stuff could be added. Please let me know in the comments below what you guys think about my suggestions, and if you have any yourself. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.